Hello, Get Savvy Club here. My name's Anna Geary, and this is my business partner, Anita Baldwin. Together, we run a business called Get Savvy Club, where we help people attract clients using social media. And we wanted to create a podcast. It'd been one of the things we wanted to do right from the outset, pretty much. And I'd been on podcast training before, so I kind of knew about podcast training, but I knew I didn't have the time or the capacity or the know-how to actually put this podcast all together. So we do have a podcast now called Marketing Made Easy from the Get Savvy Club, and Pete Allen from Carrotcruncher Media has just been a godsend, hasn't he, to us?
Yeah, what I love is that Pete knows his stuff and he does his bit, and then he chases us on the stuff he wants. So there's nothing worse than finding someone to work with, and then you've got to ask them how this works, and do we need to do this and do we need to do that? And actually, we love working with Pete because he just does everything he needs to do, and he's chasing us for the bits that he needs. He's making recommendations, so he's helped us with the tech we should buy, and all of this stuff that not only can we not do, we're just not interested in it. So,
we're not interested. We don't know about tech. We don't want to know about tech. The podcast training that I went on before, they told us to buy all this equipment, and Pete's just like stripped it right back and said, actually, these are the things. This is all you need. So it's made it a lot easier for us.
Yeah. And the other thing Pete's great at is not just functional, but he knows that we want to get as much a bigger audience to our podcast as we can. So he said, right, here's what you need to do for launch, and here's what you don't need to do, and then here's where you need to go out with it to just make a massive splash. So he's really helped us kind of get to our vision, as well as do all the practical grunt work.
Yeah, and keeps us up to date as well on what's changing in the podcast world. And he has a lot of patience, which you probably need when you're working with
and a sense of humour. It does
need a sense of humour. Yeah, somebody actually recommended him to me in the first place, so I think that's where he gets most of his work from, is basically recommendations, because he does such a brilliant job. So
we launched our podcast about a month ago, and so we got to number 1 in the marketing chart, and we got to number 13, I think it was, in the business chart, which was beating BBC and the Financial Times, which was phenomenal. And I don't think we could have done that without Pete's help.
Definitely not. So if you're thinking of, in actual, I've already sent somebody that I know to Pete, who's their podcast is coming out very soon as well. So if you are thinking of getting a podcast and you want somebody that's going to be more like a partner, actually, like a podcast partner, rather than, someone that you're hiring to do it, can work alongside you, and, he'll produce you something brilliant. So thank you, Pete.
Well worth using.
Highly recommended.